Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Mindful Movement Workshop. I'm just going to start sharing my screen. This one here, and let's add that on. Amazing. So, today's workshop is mindful movement. It's about reconnecting your body and breath. So, what does that mean? So, a lot of us are rushing through life always, especially if we're busy mums, if we work full time. Where do we find the time for us? And quite often we will spend our lives rushing around from here, there, and everywhere. And we don't often take the time to be mindful about our movement. So whether we are rushing through a workout, whether we are tidying up quickly, lifting heavy things, moving them around, we don't often think about how our body feels. And often it can happen in a yoga class, a meditation. We're not actually connecting with our bodies. So today I'm going to help you do that. Okay, so we are going to start by connecting to our body and breath. So welcome to sit down. You can lie down if you have a mat available and close your eyes. And I would love to invite you to take a deep breath in through your nose and out through your mouth. And continue breathing just like that. So the focus of the workshop today isn't about pushing harder or doing more. It's about moving with presence and discovering what your body is truly asking for. So when we allow ourselves to sit and breathe in this way, we can begin to notice how our body's feeling. So whether you are seated or lying, notice if there are any parts of your body that are feeling tight or sore, any parts of your body that are uncomfortable. You can adjust yourself if you need, or you can wiggle about or breathe into that area. So sometimes lying down flat on the floor, you might find that your back is a bit tight. So you can always put your feet flat on the floor and allow your knees to come up towards the ceiling. Excuse me, I just got a little sniffle. You could always knock your knees together, and that might allow your back to soften into the ground. If you're sat up and you notice that you're hunched forward, if that's your normal position, just roll those shoulders back, sitting up nice and tall. And continue your breath in and out through your nose and out of your mouth. Such faith and trust, and we're just going to do a body scan. You're starting from the crown of your head, noticing how your brain is. Are you thinking all of the thoughts? Like, how long is this going to be? I could be doing other things. Or is your breath allowed you to calm those thoughts down? Moving down into your throat. There's your throat chakra, where we breathe, where we speak our truth or not. Are we holding back? You notice any restriction or tightness in your throat and your neck. And down into your heart space. Our heart energy radiates 6 foot all around us. You may not notice that, but it does. So maybe you can allow yourself to feel your heart energy rotating round and around, goes all the way around you. And there are times when you are feeling stressed and not being mindful that your heart energy might shrink in towards your body, because stress makes us contract, right? So as you breathe, allow your chest to open and expand, your heart energy to expand, because we are a magnet. We have iron in our blood, and our heart energy attracts the things that we want. And sometimes it repels the things that we want, depending on how our nervous system is working, how our stress levels are. So, taking a moment to connect to your heart will allow you to think about what you want for your life. And then we'll move down to your stomach area, just beyond your navel. So this is your solar plexus. You know, those gut feelings you get, that's where these come from. So just noticing how that's feeling. Any contractions, feeling nice and open, easy, flowing. And then down to our womb space, if we're a woman, it's the area of creativity. So any good ideas come from there. So babies come from there. So that's our area of creation. How's that feeling today? And down into your root chakra at the base of your spine, where your perineum is. That's where we root ourselves. We find our strength and our stability. That also connects to our feet. So if you stand on the ground and your feet feel grounded, your root chakra should be grounded too. And while we're taking these breaths, we'll just notice down into our legs and our feet. And how are they feeling today? Now just take note of your whole body. Have you been able to relax whilst you're taking these breaths? Is your monkey mind still going 1 in a million? Either is perfect. And just take a couple more breaths. So close, you may want to open them. If your eyes are open already, then you stay just as you are. Now you're welcome to spend the rest of this session on the floor if that's where you are, or you can join me in sitting up now. And just take a moment to notice how you feel. Okay. So let's go into who am I? So hopefully you know who I am. But if we've not met before, I'm Kat. So I specialize in mindful fitness for women who feel disconnected from their bodies, tired of approaches that feel or leave you feeling exhausted. So I offer a unique blend of personal training, yoga, and wellness coaching. So I pride myself in prioritizing energy creation over depletion. So I work predominantly with busy women who don't currently prioritize their health, but would really like to. We work together to build healthy habits, mindset. We work through mindful movement and transformative coaching sessions. So if you have a goal you're working towards and have no idea how to get there, I can help you. So in life coaching, I help clients navigate transitions, create meaningful change just beyond physical fitness, because it's great to be fit and strong. How do you actually get there? Why do you want to get there? So we can help work through those questions and build a sustainable relationship with wellness that fits into your real life. It's very often overwhelming when you look at your body or your fitness, your health, and think, not where I want to be. And then you go, right, I need to go on a diet. I need to go to the gym 7 days a week. I need to drink more water. I need to get more sleep. I need to get my steps in. I need to da 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 da. And suddenly this whole list of things is just there. You're like, where do I start? Oh my goodness, it is so overwhelming. I am just going to sit back on the couch. So you don't start and you wait and then you feel worse and then you think that you should, and all these shoulds come into your life. I should go to the gym. I should do this. I should do that. And suddenly you just feel so guilty because you're not doing any of those things. But actually, you could just take one step. And that one step will lead to the next step, to the next and the next. And before you know it, a few weeks have passed and actually I feel better. I'm sleeping better. My diet's not perfect, but I'm eating well. I'm moving my body mindfully instead of just going through the motions. My relationship's better. I'm not shouting at my children. I'm getting up in the morning and actually looking forward to work. These amazing changes that sound really little can just build up into this huge, great, wonderful life. So that's what I'd love to help with. So my approach is different because I focus on working with your body rather than against it. Whether you're seeking to renew your energy, gain confidence in movement, create meaningful self-care rituals. So I remember when I'd had Jack and he was 6 months old, maybe. And I was just so desperate for a moment just to go and wash my face before I got into bed. And I couldn't do that because I had to be there for Jack, which I love Jack and I would never change any of that. But just to have that space for 2 minutes to go and wash my face. And I actually could have just left him for 2 minutes. He would have been okay. But I wasn't prioritizing my self-care. I was giving everything to everyone else, putting myself on the bottom of the pile and getting annoyed because I didn't have that time for me. So I chose to start to give myself that time. And that's when everything changed. So you don't have to sacrifice everything else in your busy life to find that moment for you. You can just make a choice to implement small changes. And then suddenly it becomes a big change over time. All right. So we've gone through our guided body scan already. So hopefully you remember how that felt. And it's something you can do before bed. So if you've ever done yoga nidra before, you will probably be familiar with this. If you haven't, yoga nidra is a guided meditation practice that takes you through a body scan, amongst other things, and it helps you fall asleep. And I love to do these pretty much every single night if I can, so that I get a really good night's sleep. So we are going to talk about breath and how our body feels and sensations now. So your breath is always with you. Right? It's just one of those things that we just do naturally. But did you know that when you become stressed, your body becomes so constricted that your breathing becomes shallow and rapid? We don't actually breathe down into our belly. We will breathe into the top of our chest. So that means that we're not actually getting enough air into our system. And our nervous system becomes on edge. We stay in this fight or flight mode. And when you take a moment to breathe deeply down into your belly, your nervous system gets to calm down. As you focus on breathing slowly and deeply, you get to stimulate your vagus nerves. So they run down your neck. So if you take a big breath in, you can kind of feel the moment when your lungs become full and it almost comes into the top of your neck. And that is where your vagus nerve sits. So even little movements side to side, taking these breaths, you start to calm down your system. I recently read a book called Breathe, The Lost Art in Science, and it talks about the optimal breathing for your body is 5.5 seconds in, 5.5 seconds out, 5 breaths per minute. And that takes practice. So I'm roughly about 12. It does go up and down depending on what I'm doing, but I'm practicing at the moment and I'm finding it really, really helps to calm me down. So let's have a go now. So you're going to take a slow breath in for the count of 5. So count in your head. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Just notice my very energizing song is coming on while we're doing this. So if you want to move and dance around while you're doing this, that's absolutely fine. So let's go. Take a breath in and a breath out, just to exhale all the air out of your lungs. And then we're going to take a breath in for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's do twice more. I'm not going to count. That is one simple way just to calm your body down. So you can notice how it feels in your body. Notice the sensations. Do you feel calmer? Or do you still feel a bit stressed and constricted? Either is perfect. This takes practice sometimes. And so the next question is asking, is there a part of your body asking for attention? So I love this song. Let me see if I can go into here. Let's escape this a second. It's not going to let me. Anyway, so we'll go at the end. Put this song back on. And I love moving around to this song. So we will go there at the end. So exploring how movement affects your energy. When you force yourself to exercise, when your body is craving rest, versus how you feel when you're energized and ready to move. So Monday morning, you're going to the gym. You really don't want to go. Are you going to go and have a good session? It kind of depends. I mean, you might get there and be like, yeah, I'm ready for this now and have the best session ever. But like, so I went to CrossFit today and the workout was skipping. I hate deadlifts, my favorite, and running, I hate. So I was like, let's go because I love deadlifts. But we practiced skipping for like 5 minutes. So my head wasn't in it. I was thinking about everything else but skipping because I didn't want to be there. My energy was not involved. Probably would have been better not to go to that class and maybe just gone to open gym and did some deadlifts. And I would have loved that. My energy would have been there. I would have been so excited. So when you have moments like that, and then afterwards, sometimes there's this memes that say there's no such thing as a bad workout. I disagree because a bad workout is one where you're not mindful, you're not enjoying it, and your energy is saying, run away, don't do this. You should probably listen because some gentle yoga would be so much better for you than forcing yourself to do some squats or leg press or bicep curls or whatever it is that you're doing. Running for an hour on the treadmill, my idea of hell. But whatever it is that you go to the gym and do, if you're not in it, then you're not going to enjoy it. So I'm going to get you guys onto the floor and I'm just going to roll out my mat. So let's just take a moment on all fours. You don't have to join in with me if you don't want to, but I would invite you to give it a go. Let's just move this. Okay, so we're just going to come onto all fours. Spread your fingers nice and wide. And then just notice the sensations in your body right now. Is it difficult to spread your hands wide on the floor? I practice this a lot, so for me, it's quite nice. I don't know if you can actually see my hands. It's just adjust you again, sorry. Okay. So my hands are spread nice and wide. You might find that this doesn't happen for you, and you might be like more like this. So we're just going to take some little circles around. Just notice the sensations in your wrists. Is this easy for you? Does it feel really difficult? Around the elbows. And just come back to stillness. So you just notice that feeling in your wrists. You're being mindful. And now we're going to reach our right arm up towards the ceiling. Twist and look up if you can. Notice the sensations in your body. And as you breathe out, you're just going to feed that arm underneath. Rest your head on the side. And just take a moment or two here. And notice how this feels in your body. Does it feel nice and relaxing? Are your shoulders tight? How does it feel for you? And then reach up again. And then place that hand on the floor. And then take your other arm up. Reach up. Notice the sensations. Is this side tighter? And then lower down. Take a moment or two. Just notice how it feels. So, although yoga might not be your favorite way to move your body, you might notice that that actually felt really nice, just being aware of how you feel. So I'd invite you next time you have a chance to go to the gym or whatever that you are not enjoying it, perhaps you change for something different. So I always know in fitness, quite a lot of people say more is more is more. More exercise, more exercise is going to give you the results. It's actually not. If you spent 2 hours doing really mindful, enjoyable exercise, whatever that is for you, you're going to get so much more benefit from that than doing 5 hours of exercise you hate. You're not putting your full energy into it. So that's what I love to teach and I love to work on. So I'll leave that just in case we use it again. So how does that feel for you? Have you ever thought about fitness in that way or exercise in that way? Depending on what you love to do, you may already be very aware that how your body feels when you do certain exercises compared to the others. So let's move on. So we have gone through simple movements coordinated with breath just now. Gentle flow, standing, bending, and stretching movements. We could do those in just a moment. Oh yeah, so this is different things that we could go through, like core engagement, things like that. So let's just have a look at that. So if we were to stand now with our yoga mat, and then we're just going to take a breath in, reach your arms up overhead. And then we're going to breathe out as we fall down. Fall down. And then release your hands by the sides. So it's moving with breath, bending, standing, stretching. And then strength through presence. So I'm not going to get a bubble out right now and show you things, but I always find if you are, if you're in the gym and you're doing some squats like this, you're really not going to be paying attention. Whereas if you do them slow and mindfully and really feel your feet on the floor, notice how your knees feel, notice how your hips feel, notice how your body moves through the space, you're going to get so much more out of your strength sessions than just going through the motions. And then if we have a look at our core engagement right now, so if I come and lie down onto the floor. So again, I absolutely detest sit-ups because no one ever does them properly. They just mostly work your hip flexors. And if you're a mom who's had babies, maybe it will work on it will aggravate your diastasis recti, which is when your abs separate. If you've never connected your body back, you'll find that you have doming. We can actually connect our core without having to do a lot. And if we really focus on it, it can really help. So we're going to lie down on the floor. We're going to take one leg up to a tabletop position. And then take the other leg up to a tabletop position. And we're just going to focus on our core. And hopefully, you'll notice the core muscles are working to hold your legs here. So we're going to take a breath in. And then take a breath out as you lower one leg down to the floor. And just notice your core. And then breathe in, breathe out as you bring your leg back up. And then breathe out. And breathe out. Breathe in. And I'll breathe out. Now, do you think you're going to work on your core muscles much better doing slow and controlled movements or throwing yourself into sit-ups that don't really look very good and probably end up hurting? I think the latter. So I love being mindful in all movements, and then I really focus on what muscles I'm working, how I feel it. Like if I was doing core exercises, is my back pinching? Are my core muscles engaged? Is my belly popping out as I do any exercises? Because if it is, I'm not being mindful enough. So it's really worth checking on those, especially if you're working on your own. Okay, so what do we have next? So mindful movement in daily life. Now, this is one of my favorite things to talk about because we rush for our lives, right? We get up in the morning, we make a coffee, we get the children breakfast, we jump in the shower, we get ready for work, go out the door late, maybe after getting the children ready for school and rush, 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 rush. I love to get up early in the morning before my children so I can come downstairs. I can look outside, especially now when the spring in the air and the sun shining, see all the plants growing in the garden, make myself a coffee and take a moment just to savor that time and the coffee for myself. And then I'll get up and I will, I'm already up, I will go and do yoga or meditation. And I've built this into my daily practice. Sometimes, of course, children get up early too, and I don't necessarily get to do the yoga or meditation that I want. It might be a shorter time because they've got up and gone, I want breakfast, I want this, where's this, where's that? That's my life, right? But those moments when I do get up early and I get to have that time for myself, moving my body and seeing how it feels. I love nothing more than doing a yoga class and just feeling good in my body. I also practice meditation a lot. So for me, sitting down and getting into my heart space, out of my head, because, excuse me, when we live in our head, we're quite often living in the past. The future, we cannot control. We don't know where it's coming from. So quite often our worries about the future come from our worries of the past. And when you sit in meditation and you're able to take yourself into your breath and your heart space, nothing matters apart from now. I mean, in reality, there is nothing more real than right now. So being able to sit with that is just incredible. So when you are rushing around always, being able to give yourself those moments of mindfulness throughout the day. Notice the bird outside, the flower just about to pop, the weather. Notice, I mean, how often do you admire your walls? I love the color of my walls. So sometimes I just sit and just look at my walls and I just remember I created this space because this is how I wanted my room to be. If you're busy at work, I know it's so easy to rush through your day, put some phone calls, being on the computer, whatever. But if you have a little break where you've put the phone down before you rush into the next thing, could you just take a breath and notice how your body's feeling? Do you actually need to get up and stretch? Are you thirsty? And then if you are thirsty and you get a drink, how nice does it feel to have that cool or hot liquid running down your throat? Those moments of mindfulness really bring you into the present moment. So some things to think about. So it says also how to move on high energy days. Like some days you wake up and you've got so much energy. And this is quite often related to your menstrual cycle if you have one. So in your ovulation phase and your follicular phase, you might find that you've got so much energy. You love going to the gym. You could go out for a run and you could run way further than you could the week before. Those days are the days to put all your energy into your training. Those days are the days when you put all your energy into making the best presentation that you possibly can. And then on your low energy days, this might be around your period, if you have one, you might find that, you do want to just lie on the sofa. And quite often, those days when we're like, I should go to the gym, but I really don't want to, are the days when you should maybe think about how you're feeling in your body. If you are really, really craving some time on the sofa, what you could do instead would be to do some meditation or a really gentle yoga practice or 5 minutes of stretch. It doesn't have to be specific yoga. You might be like, my shoulders are tight. I'm just going to stretch myself up overhead, maybe bring my arms behind. I might bring myself into a seated forward fold. Just being mindful moving your body. You could just do 2 minutes and then you've moved your body, you've moved a bit of that energy around, and then you could go sit back on a sofa and you will probably feel a million times better than if you just sat there eating all the chocolate or the crisps or whatever it is that you do when you're in that stage. And this also relates quite a lot to the cycles of the moon. That's something for another day. So lastly, we're going to go through how to stop the feelings of should. Now, it's very difficult for me to give you the entire plan in this video, but I would just like you to think and maybe ask yourself, when you are going through those moments of should, what is it that you are really wanting to achieve? You know, and you're like, I should go to the gym, I should eat better, I should drink more water. What is it you actually want? Why don't you spend a couple of minutes just writing that down? Journaling is amazing. If you've never done it before, grab a piece of paper and a pen, write down, what does should mean for me? And then see what comes up. And if it is, I want to go to the gym because I want to lose weight for my holiday, that's not really an answer. If it is, I want to live to 95 so that I can see my children have children, like that, that makes me cry because I'm like, that's mine. That's why I do this. So finding your real reason, that's the one that's going to give you the answers to why you do this. Okay. So apologies for the tears. Actually, I shouldn't apologize because tears are a release and it's truth. So hopefully that's given you some insight into looking at your energy levels and how to manage them. Maybe you could look at 3 ways to implement these learnings. You will have a copy of this recording and a worksheet so that you can do some journaling on this. And then maybe think of one insight that you've had, what your wow moment, if you had one, or your intention that's going to go forwards. So let's close our eyes and take a couple breaths. Maybe just think about what comes up for you, something that you're going to take forward from this workshop today. Okay, so next steps. If you found this really, really helpful and you would love to continue your journey, I'd love to work with you in some way. So today's workshop is just the beginning. Today I'm offering to you 2 beautiful pathways to deepen your practice. So first of all is Sacred Stillness, my Radiant Life Blueprint. This is an 8-week immersive experience. It is priced at £111, which is an absolute bargain for 8 weeks of coaching. So what you'll receive is weekly guided meditations to build your presence, transformative activations for mindset shifts. We've got one on self-love. We've got one on abundance. We've got one on building your perfect day. There are so many things that you can listen to over and over again because you have lifetime access. We look at foundational nutritional guidance with simple, nourishing recipes. So if you are stuck eating the same foods over and over again, you know, I just wish I had the motivation or the knowledge to eat healthily. There you go. Yoga practices that build on today's experience. So of course, we've just done some very small movements, but we start off with some easy stuff. We've got yoga gym in there, which is one of my favorite ways to move. So I really love on days when I've got high energy and I've not got time to go to the gym, I will do fast-paced, strength-based yoga. So we've got a core session, a leg session, and an upper body session. There's so much in here, and I'll happily talk you through it if you decide to go ahead. So this is perfect for you if you are seeking a holistic approach to well-being beyond just movement. You value the spiritual and energetic aspects of transformation. You're ready to create sacred rituals that fit into your daily life. So things I talked about, like waking up early, doing that meditation or yoga practice, having a coffee if you drink coffee and enjoying it. And you respond well to guided audio experiences and self-paced learning. You'll get a new lesson each day. And I do offer some coaching sessions in there as a group. So anything that's coming up for the collective, we can talk through those and work through how to overcome those and build our sacred stillness blueprint. Okay, so if you're interested, please do email me and I will happily talk you through that. Remember, it's 8 weeks for just one-on-one, which is an absolute bargain. This will go up because there's way too much content in there for now. This is my introductory offer, and I'm so excited. It is an absolutely beautiful program. And we also have online personal training. So this is for one-to-one support. I would ask for a commitment on this for 3 months or 6 months. So 3 months is £600. You can pay in installments, or £1,000 for the 6 months. Also, you can pay it in installments. So this works out to be £167 a month, which if you do 6 months, which is again a bargain. So you'll receive 3 customized workouts weekly designed for you and your unique body and goals. So it's not just a cookie cutter program that I go, here's what I give to everybody. If you specifically are looking to learn how to lift correctly, I love technique, then that's what they will be. If you are looking for fat loss and you love doing body weight exercises like jumping jacks, push-ups, burpees, brilliant. I can create workouts that focus on those as well. So detailed nutritional guidance focusing on energy creation, not restriction. So we all think that, I hate the word dieting because for me, a diet is just a way of life. But if you want to learn how to, create a really well-rounded nutritional program for your life, that's what I can help you to do. Habits and mindset coaching to overcome blocks and build consistency, regular check-ins and adjustments to your program as you evolve, and messaging support throughout your journey. This is perfect for you if you thrive with personalized attention and accountability. You want a completely customized approach to movement and nutrition. You have specific goals or challenges that require tailored support. You're ready to invest in transforming your relationship with fitness. That's the big one. So I work with me. I have done hours and hours of yoga practice. I've been doing yoga for 25 plus years. I absolutely love it. My personal training certification, I did 11 years ago now. So I've worked with hundreds and hundreds of women to help them find their love of exercise. My life coaching skills address the mental aspects of transformation, and my own journey from exhaustion to energy through these mindful approaches. I specialize in helping women like you who feel disconnected from your bodies and discover your perfect way to move. So if that sounds like you, I would love to get on a call with you and we can discuss that further. So thank you so much for joining in with me today. Oh, so yeah. Thank you so much for joining in with me today. I have loved teaching this and I will be doing more workshops. So if you've got any burning questions that you would love me to cover, then I will absolutely do that too. So if this feels like a full body yes, that you want to do some work with me, then please do jump on a call, reply to an email, send me a DM, whatever, and I will more than happily speak to you. Thank you so much for joining with me, and I will speak to you very soon. So I'm just going to pop this song back on. Which one is it? This one here. No, this one here. I'm going to invite you to dance. So can I bring my screen bigger? Yes. Okay. So, I would love you to just think about how it really feels moving around to this. Dancing is a great way to be mindful with the energy around your body. So any song that you love, that's be mindful. Sing your heart out and let me know how that goes. Thank you once again. I've loved today. I will catch you soon.